Honourable members, there's a message from the President.
Today's submission of the cabinet nominees to Parliament now sets the stage for the vetting process, which is set to commence in earnest. But even as the Speaker of National Assembly, Justin Muturi, read out the President's letter, members of the minority side in Parliament accused the executive of crippling matters of national importance, such as the budget making, by delaying to submit the cabinet nominees to Parliament in time.
Given this crisis that we are facing at the moment, I would urge the Chair to give direction to this country on how we are likely to proceed.
It is the government, the Jubilee government, that took all the more than 1 month to be able to compose a cabinet so that issues that Honorable Mbadi are addressing would have not arisen. Everyone can guess what has been happening. There has been a problem from the Jubilee government to agree on these names all this time. That is why these names have delayed, and that is now why we are being given a dead baby and we are being asked to resurrect them.
But the majority side was quick to defend the executive, saying it is the CORD coalition that delayed the process of forming the government through the court petition they filed challenging President Uhuru's election.
Is the honourable member in order to allege that the Jubilee government is late in submitting their names when they know, in fact, that they took away more than 2 weeks of our time during their petition? You should add those 2 weeks into the calendar of Parliament for the submission of those cabinet lists.
They further went ahead to caution their opponents against criticizing the presidential nominees before the actual vetting begins, a thing they claimed their CORD counterparts have mastered.
It would be totally out of order for members of Parliament, particularly those members of the appointment committee, to be commenting on these persons brought before the House today, Mr. Speaker. The Deputy Leader of Minority, my good friend Jakoyo, son of Midiwo from Gem, the land of professors, Mr. Speaker, has continuously brought his views in public, Mr. Speaker, and probably others. So I would like you to rule, Mr. Speaker, whether that is in order for us to keep on discussing these particular people, and yet we will have the time at committee stage and as a Parliament to discuss them in detail, Mr. Speaker.
Anything hither to that, Mr. Speaker, was everybody's game. Everybody's game. The President cannot give us questionable people and nothing is stopping us, and we don't comment unless you don't know how to play your politics. We have that right as members of Parliament.
The Speaker directed that the Committee on Appointments commence their work tomorrow, beginning with issuing a notice inviting public views.
The committee may therefore commence the approval hearings on May 8, 2013. The hearings shall be open to the public unless the committee decides to hold any part of the proceedings in camera.
The vetting committee was also directed to submit their report in Parliament not later than 14th of May, when the approval debate will begin.
After, the committee should table the report before this House on or before Tuesday, the 14th of May, 2013 for consideration.
The Appointments Committee, on the direction of the Speaker, met this evening to chart the way forward on how to go about the vetting process. The die is now cast and the vetting game begins. Now, what the presidential nominees to various cabinet positions should be doing is crossing their fingers that this House behind me here should find no reason whatsoever to knock them out of their proposed positions. Ken Dagor, Obadia, Citizen Live at 9, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.